Almost every big thing that happens in the world requires a lot of energy, a lot of fuel for it to travel forward, for it to work on some mechanisms. And most men are granted this energy in their lives. Most men are given this energy just free, just by living their lives. But almost 80% of them don't even know how to use it. Well, the energy I'm talking about is the one that you get from heartbreak. The sadness, the pain, all of the things that you get from the heartbreak. Why is it energy? Well, before that, you have to know what heartbreak really is. Have you ever felt heartbreak in your life? True, genuine heartbreak where you're just broken. You don't know what to do next. All your plans are spoiled. Just lost in life. You ever felt that way, brother? Well, if you have, I would like to talk about that. Because, well, the moment you face that heartbreak, and I know how you feel. You feel the pain, you feel the agony, it's suffering, suffocating, you can't breathe, it's like that, right? And as the days go by, the pain increases. The suffering increases. And see, you know this subconsciously. You know that emotions are energy subconsciously. But it's just not conscious to you yet. And one of the best things that you can do as a man is to just understand about emotions. So if these emotions, the sadness, the pain, the agony, the suffering, all of those emotions, they need to be out. Because your body is a kind of a storage for emotions and energy. And it needs an outlet. So when this energy of the heartbreak enters into your life, it needs an outlet for it to be released through, for it to be sublimated through, for it to be used through. And that's how a real man deals with heartbreak. Well, I'm not saying that heartbreak is a good thing. Of course, I'm not the kind of guy that says everything is a good thing. I'm saying that you as a man in your life will experience a lot of heartbreaks and you are supposed to do it. Well, why are you supposed to experience heartbreak? And when do you actually experience heartbreak? You experience heartbreak when you go out in the world and live your life. When you go out in the world and try to be adventurous. Because guess what happens when you're adventurous? Your plan fails and your heart gets broken. And you end up in the state of heartbroken. And you get that energy and you use all that blah blah blah. But is heartbreak truly a good thing? Well, heartbreak is, in fact, yeah, I understand it. It hurts. It's a painful experience. But no matter what happens, you have to keep going, right? Because that's how your life as a man must be. That's how your mindset as a man must be. No matter what happens, you have to do what you're supposed to do, regardless of how you feel. So, the moment you feel the heartbreak in your life, you get that energy from the emotions. And the modern world has manipulated men by giving them substances which numb these emotions, like giving them outlets which numb these emotions for a while. And then they have the emotion and it keeps increasing and increasing and increasing so that they want more of that numbness to avoid the real world. They don't want the real world because the real world hurts. Are you really scared of being hurt, brother? Are you even a man? Yes, of course the real world hurts. It's painful. That's how your life as a man is going to be. But if it's going to be painful and hurtful, let me be the best at feeling painful and hurtful. Do you get what I mean? Well, anyways, that's the rule of the game. You will get heartbroken at least once in your life. And if it's going to happen, let me get the best out of it. That's how I always took it heartbreak from, and that's how I've managed to get through it, and that's what I've taught my friends and people I know. And they have benefited hell of a lot from it. Because, well, you understand heartbreak is painful, and you know it's going to be painful, and you need that emotion, you need that energy, and that energy needs to be outside. Like if it's just in your mind, it's going to get collapsed, it's going to collapse your body, it's going to collapse your life. Because the modern world is going to give you drugs, it's going to give you video games, it's going to give you movies, it's going to give you escapism outlets. But it's not going to give you real solutions, it's not going to give you real outlets which you can focus this energy into. It's going to give you just some random numbing product. Let's call it numbing product, yeah? And once that it's been numbed for a while, you feel good, you feel comfortable. But once that feeling is gone, you're back to the heartbreak. You're back to being that loser version of yourself again. You're back to feeling the pain again. So you try to get more of the numbing substance. And what do they get from the people who sell these substances? What do they get from? Well, they simply get more profit. What is happening in here? They are using your heartbreak, your heartbroken energy, your sadness, your pain for their benefit. And if someone else is able to use the heartbreak and the pain in your life for their benefit, why not you use it for your own benefit? Because you will eventually benefit more from it. And of course, the people around you will actually benefit more from it. Just think about this. I've said the same line to my friend and he's been thinking about that for a few while and he's been recovering a lot from it. You will be heartbroken as a man and you need to use that energy to move forward in life. Because if you don't, guess what happens? Someone else does. And they move forward in life while you stagnate in the same place like a crybaby. Well, you are talking about outlets, Kanishram, and what kind of outlets do I find? Well, you know what? I'll just name it. The outlets that the other world uses to use your pain and suffering for their own good is that alcohol, drugs, video games, as I said earlier, and etc., all those stupid crap. And imagine you took that energy. You stopped doing all these things. Imagine you took that energy and you focused it on being a better man. Guess what would happen? You go out there, still be adventurous, but now you're a better man. Like you are there, you're here at the start. You had some plans to reach here. You failed because certain reasons. Now you're heartbroken. You have a lot of energy. That heartbroken energy, that fire. Men who have actually experienced heartbreak and kind of use this understand what I mean. If you're relating to that, just listen to the rest of the video with full attention. You are here. You got heartbroken. You wanted to be somewhere else. The reason why your plan to go here didn't work and why you got heartbroken is that you were not a man enough. That's why you lost. You didn't have the skills enough, the capability to be here. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to use that energy to go here. So this feels like nothing. That's how every man who's dealt with heartbreak in his life actually dealt it with in a positive and correct way. Because heartbreaks are going to happen. You will be heartbroken. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to take all that pain and suffering and you're supposed to take all that energy inside of you and use it for your own good. One of the best things you can do, go to the gym. Train harder. Build your physique. Build your physique so that your mind follows. Some people go to the gym because they have a strong mind and they also want a strong body. I'm that kind. Some people go to the gym because they have a weak mind and they want to train it. So they go to the gym and train their body, get their mind trained. Some people have both weak and just go to the gym and train both together. And it's not going to a gym that gets you a thing, but it's about using that energy so you put it into action. The false reality of your capability, of your potential gets destroyed. That's what heartbreak actually does. It destroys your false potential of yourself and you get heartbroken. So you can take that energy and actually achieve that potential. That's why heartbreak matters a lot in a man's life. If you've seen a lot of creations in today's world and in the world before us, it was created from heartbreaks. The men who conquered worlds, do you think they didn't have heartbreaks? Of course they did. But they were not sat on the couch, scrolling on their phone all day long, watching reels and trying to numb themselves. They were out there conquering the world even though they were still heartbroken. It's simply because they understood the fact that emotions are energy. And if they don't use their energy for their benefit, the external world will crush them and use that energy. So you're never going to benefit from crying and worrying and suffering forever through the heartbreak. Of course, yeah, heartbreak hurts, you cry, you suffer for some time. Yeah, it happens. But men shouldn't cry on certain things. So it happens and you go through life suffering all day long. What's the benefit from it? Nothing. But imagine you took that help, even though you're going to feel the pain. Anyways, you're going to feel the pain. The pain is going to be there. So, let it be good then. Why should it be bad? That's my question. Think about that for a moment, brother. Use that energy, use that heartbreak and be or become the best version of yourself. Share this with some friend of yours who might be going through a heartbreak. It might help them.